Hello, and welcome to the Joy Corner. I'm Carol DeChaine, your intuitive spiritual guide for practical matters and Marconics multidimensional energy practitioner. Every time I bring out the Joy Corner, every week, I always think about what have I done previously and what have I not talked about. And it seems like prosperity is really a big thing right now and pretty much always, whether it's money, which is what most people think of when they think of prosperity, but it's also about love. It's about knowing what you want in your life and having more of whatever it is, more time, more vacations, more whatever you want. And that's what prosperity is about. Today, it's more about actual money, because we're talking about I constantly come across new sources of income. I needed this not that long ago because I decided to retire early from my job because my bosses made it difficult for me to stay there. And I thought, I need less stress in my life. I'm going to at least get rid of the one thing that's difficult. And then I realized, oh, I kind of still need money coming in. I'd like to have multiple sources of income rather than just my job. And I had had that because I do crafts and a couple of other things. And so I'll get a little money here, a little money there. But I realized I needed more. I needed better. And so I went ahead and I started kind of programming my subconscious mind, like with affirmations and things, what I wanted. I asked in meditation, I did affirmation, and this is one of the ones that I used. I constantly come across new sources of income because I kept picturing in my mind. It used to be checks when I did this before coming to my mailbox, but now I picture money. I'm a little better about not just checks because sometimes mail goes astray, but I also see automatically money being deposited into my account. And I now have a little bit of both happening rather than just checks coming, but I'm also seeing checks. And it's because I had these ideas and I followed them through, which before the ideas were there, but they were a little kernel and I didn't really trust in them or take the time to do them. And when I did, everything opened up. When I decided that opportunity was a possibility, I was going to try it. I was going to get out of my comfort zone to call people and ask them if they needed assistance. And it worked because I worked on myself to let go of that limiting belief I had about being able to move out of my comfort zone about this. If you only have one source of income or you have none, then you may want multiple sources and they come from all over the place. And sometimes it's not even something you thought of before, or it's something it's a hobby and you're not making money at it, but you might be able to. This is one that's a really good affirmation for that. I constantly come across new sources of income. And then you have the choice whether you want to take up that choice or not, whether you want to do those things. You can say, no, don't want to, or you can say, yes, I need that. I'm going to do that. What we're going to do is, as usual, we'll do it 3 times together. Take a breath before, kind of, I'd say center yourself, but basically it's just get all that stuff out of your way that's in your mind so you can be absolutely present in the moment as much as possible. Breathe after you say it. Feel it moving through your body, knowing that this is your truth right this moment. Don't listen to negativity, criticism, blame, anything in your head that might be going in circles when you say this. Just allow it to be your truth. And then we'll do it 2 more times. Okay, so here we go. I constantly come across new sources of income. As you breathe, feel it being your truth throughout your body. And if you can take 2 breaths to feel it and it still feels strong, do it. Otherwise, say it again. I constantly come across new sources of income. Breathe at this time, not just into your body, but into your brain. Because usually we think about it and we think about it from our shoulders down. Think about your brain as well. Let it come up with these new ideas. And the 3rd time, I constantly come across new sources of income. And let your subconscious get on board with it. This is your reality right now. Just know that you don't have to take up the new opportunities that come up that present themselves to you, but you should take at least some of them that feel right so that your subconscious mind doesn't go, oh, well, you didn't mean it. Be aware. The possibilities will start coming to you. The opportunities may arise. And when that happens, make sure that you're fully aware and you don't let that little negative self-talk talk you out of it if it feels like it's a good fit. And if you're not sure, try it and then say, never mind, if it doesn't work out. You can always do that. Just know that there are lots of options out there in the world, that if that's what you want to do and you choose to do it, money can come from all different directions. You might win the lottery, somebody may leave you money, but you also might come across, like I did. I ended up taking a volunteer position and getting paid for it. It's not much, but it's nice to have the money coming in. I found 2 other people that I contacted, which is the stuff I had put off, and they took me up on, I was doing paralegal work, they took me up on that type of work, hourly from home, which is what I wanted. And it was something that I was like, oh, duh. Why didn't I do this sooner? Like a year ago when I was thinking I should be doing it. But it's okay. Don't need to criticize or blame or do any of those things to yourself. If at some point these things start falling into place and you go, oh, yeah, I can do this. I can come across new sources of income. I just have to see, what do I know how to do? What's something that will pay? And then open it up to the universe and say, hey, bring me stuff that I want to be aware of. And that's what happened for me. My awareness shifted. I had some ideas. I did that. And the other thing was, oh, I'm stepping down. Oh, they were going to have somebody else do the work and be paid a certain amount. I'd do that. I'd take that job on. But I warned them, I do a lot more than what the other person would do. So if they don't want me to take all those hours I used to take, then they would have to I'd have to cut back and do what the bookkeeper said. And they said, no, 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 no. Do what you were doing before. We'll pay you a little bit more. And it was like, okay, it's no more than $300-400 a month. But sometimes that pays a couple of bills and that makes you happy. You never know. And if you have multiple of those, it might be all you need. I constantly come across new sources of income. It's something people don't think about a lot of times. And if you visualize this, you don't necessarily have to know what you want to have done. Just visualize the money flowing in. However much that you want, maybe it's adding up to a certain amount coming from different directions, whatever it may be. And then when you hear those negative self-talk coming in from your subconscious, pay attention. See what they're saying. Don't just shove it in the back of your mind again, because that's what's holding you back. Look at the beliefs. Look at it and go, huh, what is that? Where'd that come from? Why do I believe that? And I don't believe that. Why is that there? And maybe the awareness that it's stuck in your subconscious will make it unstick. Other times you need to work harder to let things go that were stuck because they feel like they're real, and they probably were at some point, whether this life, past life, whatever. Maybe it has to do with money issues with your family, people not being able to hold a job, or their belief structure where they were very lacking in money. It wasn't their thing. They didn't know how to get more. It was their situation and their environment, and they couldn't move forward. But you hear about people doing that all the time, stepping out of their environment, becoming who they want to be. It may not be everybody. It may take a few individuals that are stronger or have that go, go, go mentality so they can move forward. But whatever it is, the first thing you can do is to release some of those beliefs that hold you back, those limiting beliefs. And this is one way to do it. Thank you for listening to me today. I'm Carol DeChaine. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And by all means, listen if you'd like more information on to my podcast, which is Connect to Joy. And that's Connect the number 2 Joy, which is also my Instagram handle. And you can also find more information on my website. You guessed it, connecttojoy.com. Until next week, I hope you know that you already are that beautiful person that deserves as much money as you want, as much joy as you want, as much peace and whatever else you want in your life. And if you don't believe that about you, I'll hold that for you. I'll hold those thoughts for you, knowing and seeing and picturing you as that beautiful being that you truly are.